All right, government spending hitting an all-time record high, $2.57 trillion spent in the first 7 months of fiscal 2019. Now, remember when Barack Obama and Congress vowed to pay for the Affordable Care Act by rooting out waste, fraud, and taxpayer abuse from Medicare and Medicaid? It was going to help pay for Obamacare. It didn't happen. Look at this. 20 federal agencies admit to shelling out $1.3 trillion in improper overpayments since 2004. The worst offenders, HHS, IRS, Social Security, Pentagon, also Medicare and Medicaid, jobless benefits, Social Security, EITC, and more. Let's bring in the panel to debate it. Democrat Socialists of America member Nomiki Konst and Forbes media chair Steve Forbes. Steve, 2020 Democrats keep pushing to raise taxes. Why do they always want to raise taxes? Why not fix the problem of this government waste here? It's equal to the size of Poland, this number.
Well, it just shows when government's in charge, whether you call it socialist or anything else, there's no consequences for that kind of waste. In the private sector, in capitalism, free markets, you have that kind of waste, you go out of business. This has been going on for decades. In Britain, after World War I, then as the Navy got smaller, the agency running the Navy got bigger. There are no consequences to that kind of waste because if you reduce your budget, you get less next year. No real incentives to guard the taxpayers' money.
You know, Nomiki, Republican John Kennedy and a number of Democrats, they want a new bipartisan push in both chambers to stop the government from sending payments to dead people. $1 billion from Medicare and other programs spent there. What do you think?
Now, of course, there are inefficiencies. Bernie Sanders himself has talked about how the government is structured in a way that is not efficient. And part of that is because we have this dual privatized and frankly, socialized government in which it's frankly neoliberal. It's a neocon government in which we've privatized industries that should be socialized and which would be much more efficient if we just made it for all. If we taxed the richest. You know, we talk about the private sector, which Mr. Forbes just mentioned. The private sector is only concerned about the bottom line. Government should not function that way. When government is functioning in a way that is concerned about the bottom line, the 1% who aren't paying taxes are the ones who are prioritized over the working people.
Government is ultimately concerned about its own well-being, about its own power, not about the people. If it was concerned about the people, you wouldn't see this kind of massive waste. And in the private sector, you succeed by meeting the needs and wants of other people, which is why capitalism is immoral. In free markets, you don't succeed unless you provide something that somebody else wants. And without profit, you don't get new businesses, you don't get expanding existing businesses, and you don't get the kind of breakthroughs we need. And socialized medicine in Europe has crushed innovation. You don't see the new drugs, new medical devices. That is absolutely true. You go back to the 1950s, 1960s. Europe was a great font of new pharmaceuticals. Today it is the U.S. that is the font of most new pharmaceuticals.
You know, Nomiki, 6.5 million people listed at Social Security of being older than 112 years of age. There's only 40 people in the entire world aged 112 and over. That's totally inefficient. I mean, that's really something, right?
Sure, but those are that's different than socialized
medicine. No, but that's government.
Medicine.
No, but that's social. Well, it has disability insurance payments there, right? That's medicine. Well, go ahead. Continue.
Okay,
Forgive me.
Clean up. So if we funded our government properly, if the richest 1% actually funded the government rather than working people who are already stretched way too thin, who are going broke because they break their arms and they go bankrupt, and they're already, their wages are low and they're not protected because unions have been under attack by the Koch brothers in states. I mean, this is what's happening with the working class. But because of that, because our government's not funded, we're not able to clean up the waste.
We got to go.
Government's never been bigger, never more inefficient. That's what happens when people, free markets, are not in charge.
Medicare is going upside down by 2026, and that's the issue. You always wonder why doesn't the whole Congress go into the VA if the single payer is so great? You know, have politicians get their health care.
In Europe, they ration health care. Okay. We don't want that here.
Nomiki and Steve, you've been great. We'd love to have you both back on, and have a good night. Thanks for coming on, Nomiki. Thank you, too, Steve Forbes.